Well, hey, nerds! I hope you're doing well. As you can see, here we are doing something that isn't a summoning session. Usually, when it comes to these things, I do a summoning session, but honestly, with this banner, I just didn't feel like it. I didn't feel the need to actually go out and do it, so instead, you're watching scraps of my newest build with Zelgius. I hope you guys will enjoy this. In the meantime, I wanted to remind you guys that the contest for, the road to 100,000 is ending tonight, so if you haven't already, go do that, and we'll be starting the next one tomorrow. We have a bunch of those going, but since we're here, and since we're talking about Fire Emblem Fates, because it looks to be the next banner this Friday is going to be Fates related, well, I wanted to see and just judge what you guys were looking forward to, and what characters you were expecting from that. I know some of you are just like, it's Fates, I'm skipping, but there's still a lot of, fans out there. There is one character in particular that I think really needs a bump, and I'm sure several of you, Lana, I know you're probably watching this, can agree to that. So, I'm just going to ramble, and we're going to talk about it, and we're going to see what units. I'm going to go with what units I want to see from the Fates banner, and we're going to work from there, okay? So be sure to put in the comments what you would like to see. So we already know Flora's coming, most likely a red dagger unit. Then we move on to the next units that are coming. So, if this is a 4-person banner or a 3-person banner, it's hard to say, but there's one unit in the game that I think kinda needs to actually have her real form brought into the game. So back in June of last year, we got kind of a surprise. This was the first time we've ever seen it, and it's kind of happened occasionally since then. That is, of course, we got Charlotte, who wasn't in the game up until this point in June last year, and she came out as a bride wielding a gigantic spoon. That was odd. And this was something people were like, what? And naturally, it's been almost over a year since her arrival, and we still haven't seen any hide nor hair of actual Charlotte. And she's actually quite popular. To give you an idea of the listing with Choose Your Legends 2, which a lot of these characters tend to be kind of picked and pulled out of just to get a better idea. They usually pick one, but Charlotte was about 60-ish. Flora is about 87 or so on that list, so yeah, that gives you an idea. And I think this would probably be the perfect time to bring out Charlotte, because, I mean, let's face it, she kind of deserves that in some way. She actually needs her own unit. We've had other varieties of this as well. We've had Shigure, who showed up as a dancer first, and then eventually, showed up as his flyer self, which was... he's actually one of my favorite characters in the game just because of how powerful he can be, at least when it comes to a flyer team. I really do enjoy him, and all that nonsense that comes with the flyer team. But, there is a lot of weirdness going on. And then eventually we got Noir, who's, still in here, and looks like her back is about to break, but still. Charlotte, where are you? I think you would really make a great unit in this game. I just don't understand why you're wielding a giant spoon, of all things. This is what we've come to. Not that I'm making any actual, assessment there, just... I love Charlotte, it would be cool to see her in the game, and a lot of you, I think, can agree to that, and not wielding a giant spoon would probably help. The other characters I would love to see, just off the top of my head, would probably be Rinka from, I guess a lot of you have been throwing around that this is going to be a conquest banner, so therefore I don't know if Rinka would actually fit in there, since she's technically more birthright in this sense, but I think Rinka would be a fun unit to have. You could bust her out, maybe make her into a crazy unit that has a fire sweep axe. We still don't have a fire sweep axe. Hell, you could give that to Charlotte. I don't know. But, Rinka I would love to see just because of, how powerful she was in her game. And a lot of you can agree to that as well. I know I've seen her name pop up a lot in the comments. And, maybe not a fire sweep axe. Maybe make her a club that she has, because she's always been seen with a club, usually. So it would kind of make sense. I don't think we would go fire sweep, but... that's just one of the options that I could see. From there, I'm not too certain about who else we could really add from Fates that is on the list of Choose Your Legends characters that is not a transforming unit, as in a Beastone unit. Because Valoria, Kaden, all of these characters, Selkie, a lot of those characters are at the top of the Choose Your Legends list, but are not available in the game because of obvious reasons. I mean, technically they could go seasonal variation and just, like, give us, you know, I don't know, Selkie, but she's not a Beastone unit, she's wielding something else entirely, but I think a lot of people would probably be kind of upset about that. You know, people would probably be like, oh, well, it got Selkie, but she's wielding, you know, just like a pitchfork or something. I don't know. Halloween, she's dressed as a scarecrow. This is weird. Things like that. I find it very odd, and I don't think that's going to happen. I think if we are going to be getting Beastone units, we're probably going to be getting something a little bit bigger. And that could actually happen, because we do have that weird banner that's coming out in a little bit, barely a week or two from now, that is going to be a month long and seems to be new heroes entirely, so maybe we might actually get Beastones. I don't know. But when it comes to other characters, I would say my other probably big character that I would like to see is Silas, just because he's a fun, interesting character that I couldn't date. Instead, I ended up with Niles. This sucked. You know, God, I can't be gay for the actual, you know, character who should be gay. No, I'm kidding. But, Silas, I don't know. That's just something I threw in there. The top two that I could really think of, just off the top of my head, is, of course, a redone, completely based on her original appearance, Charlotte, and, of course, Rinka, who a lot of people really want as well. Fates tended to have some of the odder characters that I really enjoyed, but unfortunately, they're Beastone units, so I really can't give you anything else out there. And a lot of the other ones in there are already pretty much in the game, or have several alts already, so yeah, your choice is really very odd. And I'm really rambling a bit here, but but since this is most likely going to be a Fates banner, I would like to see what you guys have as an option. What would you guys like to see from this game? You know, I've already listed a few of them, but, well, there are a lot of characters from Fates, and I'm hoping you guys can see a lot of them. Ophelia is one that just popped into my head. I would love to see Ophelia, now that I think about it. There are so many options now, and there's a lot of wild speculation now because of it with Flora, but, this looks to be a pretty interesting month coming up. We have a lot going on. I'm sorry for rambling, but I hope you don't mind. Do tell me which characters you're looking forward to if you want to see in the game from Fates, our next banner. So, see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye!